Hello, and welcome to episode 1 of Our World. Today's topic is going to be strong. We are going to start on racism. Now, here's the thing about racism. What really is racism? Because the definition here basically says it all. Well, it said racism is prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism by an individual, community, or institution against a person or people on the basis of a membership of a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized. Well, there are so many, like, racist people out there. For example, there's white supremacy groups, there's the KKK, and I don't think I've mentioned people that the white people accept angry people, angry black people. Like, right now, I could really try and search up people who are white or black people, because white people, like, why do you hate us? Just why? Because as far as I know, in history, the black people were enslaved by the white people, and white people causing us a problem. Some people say, go back to the cotton fields, you cotton picker. Or, like, some people say, you're a black monkey, go back to the jungle, where you came from. Some people are born in different countries, you do realize that. Everybody does. Black is born in Africa, or they are, like, white people, like, living in South Africa. You do realize that. People have been called colored and non-colored. It doesn't matter if you're black or white. That issue own own a house or they have a job. It doesn't matter. I know some companies or businesses are afraid to say some they infect people for no reason, and the black living in that community go at banks, they go out and get caught by white police, go on TV, and then the man will start crying, explaining about the situation, but nobody wants to listen. That's the thing. Nobody wants to listen about their side of the story. Everyone just wants to listen to white people. Oh, he's black, he's a crook, he's a thug, so. I really want to know because I mostly hear from America about what's happening, but it's also happening in Ireland, it's happening in Nigeria, it's happening everywhere in Africa, it's happening in the Middle East. Maybe some countries might not even know that racial problems are happening. Actually, have racial problems, but they're just minority. Like, I'm going to focus on America because that's where it's this big. It is like the Black Lives Matter protest. BLM, yes. Black Lives Matter. News about George Floyd. When I heard I was very young, I was like, what? George Floyd? I was like, who's he? I was just hearing a story that he got abused, not able to breathe while police caught him. I thought he was getting running through the forest and get run over by a car. Until I started feeling, I was like, this is very wrong. This is very wrong. Minneapolis police. 3 police officers knelt down on George Floyd. One of them knelt down his neck. Though I don't know about the laws in America against counterfeit bill, and I assume it's probably like a few months in prison. George Floyd was claiming that he could not breathe. He could not breathe. Until the police officer, which by far was definitely a racist officer, he said, okay, here's what. I want you to picture a scenario in your head. We only want you to picture this in your head. Really, imagine. A black man with a wife, 2 kids, for argument's sake. A boy and a girl. Got evicted from his house a few days back due to the community not helping and due to unlawful landlord slash lady. The father took it into his own hands, took a gun, emptied all his mag, and went to the bank, robbed him in broad daylight, only wearing black cargo pants, white singlet, a mask, a ski mask, let's say that for argument's sake, okay? He went to the bank and got a couple thousand, $10,000, $100,000, let's say that. You went out of the bank, looking to a phone, and everything got caught by the police. When he reached, when he was reaching near, when he's reaching his house, near his house, he's he sees his wife, his 2 kids, sheltering from the police, but the police trying to arrest them for being accomplices to this bank robbery, though they're trying to explain to them that they had nothing to do with it, that he was just trying to help his family in the neighborhood. Now just think about that. If you're a rifle police officer and you had a higher ranking police officer beside you who is a racist cop, what would you do? What would you do? Risking your job or following orders from a higher ranking officer? Because, like, most of these cases, I have to obey the higher ranking officer because they want to help, but they can't help because they're risking their jobs. Because the police officer that's a higher rank could just tell their commander or person who's higher above him or her that so happened, and this person obeyed my orders, and so happens he also got gun charged. Why? Because it was a gun threat. They probably put bullets in the gun to make sure that the guy gets locked away for good. Then you are the cop. Instead of following orders from the commander, the person who's higher than you, you ask him, "Why did you do this?" And he or she will simply say, "I saw a black man with a duffel bag full of money and a gun with no bullets, but I put the bullets in there." Or let's just make it realistic. I saw a black man run down the street with a duffel bag and a gun in his hand, so I decided to unlawfully arrest him. Not unlawfully, because he did rob the bank. So that's a charge. And now you're gonna put a charge for putting bullets in the gun. That's tampering with evidence, and you can get fired for that. You cannot tell the commander anything about this. Why? Because you're risking your job again. You're going to be risking your life. You're going to be risking your family. You're going to be risking every single person on that force, on that department, was a racist cop will come after you for snitching on one another risk up. You might be the ringleader, or she might be the ringleader, and you don't even know. And you won't even know because you're a rookie. And they just undermine you. Other might even try to recruit you into all of a racist business. Okay, away from America now, okay? This is a story from me. When I was in 5th class, I got bullied by 2 other students racially. I won't really get into details, but they started slagging me for my appearances. They said I have a big nose, I have big lips. They said I look like Kylie Jenner with the big lips, like their plastic surgery. They said all these sort of things. They kept calling me names. They kept making my name to do different things. They said Jupiter because I'm so big or something like that. Though the teacher took my side in this, I didn't allow it to happen. None of them got suspended. None of them got suspended, which I wish they could suspend them, but I couldn't. Why? Because it was my word against 2 people's words. 2 other people's words. And the only reason one of them bullied me because he got bullied himself. And he had, he had, sorry, he has a lot of acne on his face. So people called him pepperoni face or pepperoni boy. Though it might sound funny, it really isn't. He's in my secondary school as well. And we talk a bit. We're actually good friends now. But the other one, we don't talk to each other at all. Just want to ask, like I said at the start of this podcast, why do the whites hate the blacks? As far as I know, they enslaved us. As far as I know, white is a color. And they say they don't like colored people. Though I have a lot of white friends, I'm one of the few black people in my class. I'm the only black kid in my base. But my year can probably count 5, maybe even 2. It's just crazy. You can have white supremacists around the corner and you don't know. They act like your friends, but they're actually not your friends. If you understand what I'm saying. Another thing I'm going to address is the religious problems in school, outside school, anywhere. People associate Muslims with terrorists, which I don't know why. There are Muslims that are bad, and there are Christians that are bad. There's Muslims that are good, and there are Christians that are good. For example, we say Allahu Akbar, God is great. They're just saying that because they're saying that for fun because and they say God is great in Arabic because it's terrorism. Yeah, it's fun. That's what they say when they bomb a place, right? And some people have actually done their research and searched it up and see what it actually means. I'm like, you know what it means. So why is still saying it as if it's a joke? If you want to say something really good, say Bismillah, which translates or which means in the name of Allah. Similar words, in the name of God. You've seen terrorist jihad on the television, on Sky News, or on your BBC. They say these things to show that they're killing for God, which no, they're not. They put that image into your head. They put those words into your head, making you think that they say Allahu Akbar when they're bombing a place or when they're terrorizing people. Are good and bad things for our religion. For my religion, though Islam is one of the fastest growing religions in the world, it houses ups and downs. We have Sunni and we have Shia Muslims. The Sunni Muslims follow the ways, the sunnahs of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, while the Shia Muslims think that they should go from a descendant of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam family. They don't really follow the Quran. They have different types of groups in the Shia Muslims. Some of them we can even call Muslims at all. Well, the bottom line is that racism and religious attacks are not even good for your mental health. It's not